Shout out Eastwood's podcast.
Welcome back, episode 3, clip review. We got a very special guest today, Mr. Dan Pheos. Absolute legend in the game for, 30 years? 40 years? Long time.
I lost count.
One of my personal heroes. We've been friends for a long time, right? It doesn't feel like it, but we've known each other for
It's strange, man, because I see people and I'm like, wow, I already know this guy for 15 years.
Yeah, it's crazy,
you know,
right?
It's like a bizarre, and meanwhile you only probably interacted with him like 5 times.
Yeah.
Just in general, like life goes crazy. Like I only met this guy 5 times, but I've known him for 15 years.
Yeah, it's great.
How does that even work?
I remember being at Inline 1, and the whole Hazel team was there, and it was like something going on, some kind of event.
Inline?
Yeah, the one in Mount Sinai.
Oh, we've only went there once. That's
Yeah.
still kind of crazy. I think there was a contest.
Yeah, I remember that. What else? It's crazy nights at Vans, Brooklyn, House of Vans, Brooklyn.
Oh, at the Christmas parties?
Yes, I don't know. I think we went a couple times. One time we drove together. Was that the time that Christian Asoy was there?
I think it was the Dinosaur Jr. video premiere. Like they were filming the Dinosaur Jr. video.
Oh yeah, there was like a concert. Yeah,
it was a concert. It was a Dinosaur Jr. video.
That was like.
I brought you there with me. It's funny.
That was like 2009, some shit.
Dude, Asoy still ripped it. Like he still rips it. It's insane.
Yeah,
and it was like street obstacles. It wasn't like vert. He was skating street obstacles and killing it.
Yeah. So, owner of Hazel Skateboards, Pheos Skate Shop. You know, that's your intro. You're the man. You know.
No, Pheos Skate Shop.
Pheos Skate Shop. What did I say?
I don't know. I thought you said Hazel Skate Shop.
Hazel Skateboards, Pheos Skate Shop.
Pheos Skate Shop. .com now.
Yeah.
We closed up that brick and mortar store. So.
Coffee guy. I got the coffee mug.
There's just so many weird things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just an absolute staple. The Long Island skate scene wouldn't be what it is without your influence, for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that true?
Absolutely, absolutely. Holding it down for Nassau County as well. Nassau County, big staple in Nassau. A lot of Nassau skaters. You know, like Elvis, right? Elvis from Nassau.
Oh, Elvis. Elvis
from Maya.
Went out with Elvis the other day, and me, Matt, and Elvis went out skating.
Yeah.
I fell standing up and twisted my ankle.
Damn.
And I looked at them, and they looked at me like, "You hurt, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm just old."
Yeah, it happens. I'm getting there. All right, first question. What year did you start skating? Do you remember?
I remember the year because I only lived there for 1 year. It was 1977.
77.
Summer of Sam in middle of Queens. So I remember I got aboard then because we moved out here after that. So I was only about 7 years old when I moved out to Nassau. So I had to be around 7 years old. I had aboard.
That's
I was
crazy.
cruising. But it was like a small apartment, probably no bigger than this, and there was my brothers and sisters and my mom and dad. So we didn't have bikes. You know what I'm saying? Like I think my brother had a bike. There was no room for like that kind of stuff because you're in an apartment. And you had a small apartment, so everyone couldn't have a bike. So I didn't even know how to ride a bike. So I know I had that.
Yeah.
Skateboard.
Yeah. Move my chair up a little bit. Yeah, that's crazy. 77. So what year did it really what year did you really start getting into the scene and stuff? And I know in the 80s you had some I know some good stories, right? The 80s. 89.
When I got around 13, I was like, my friend Chad had like a big boy board, like one of the like the first ones, like the like a pig or whatever.
Yeah.
And he let me ride it, and I was like, I want one of these. I mean, I did learn to ride a bike around 8 or 9, so it wasn't like I didn't know how to ride a bike when I moved out to Long Island.
Yeah.
I learned how to ride a bike, and but I wanted that skateboard. I wanted to learn tricks, And there was not that many tricks when I started.
Yeah.
360s.
That's so sick.
You know?
Did you move out to Long Island because Summer of Sam, or was that like just
No. It's just father got a better job. We got a house. We got to rent an apartment.
that's
Like
sick.
whatever. We just wanted to move out to the suburbs.
Yeah,
You know.
cool.
So, it's better life.
Yeah,
Life moves. My mom and dad.
definitely. So, who's your favorite skater with that saying?
There's like no such thing. I don't. There's like a new dude every other day now. It's just saying it's like, oh, that dude's sick. That dude's sick. Like right now, I like I love T Funk. I love
T-Funk's sick.
Mason Silva. I like those guys. I like fluent skateboarding,
Yeah,
and they both do that. But growing up, there was so of course it was Noddas and Gons, and everyone loved those guys. I love them. I got a Noddas tattoo on my leg. But yeah, just do I have any like overall favorites?
Sean
I don't know.
Sheffy.
Oh, Chef's, yeah. Chef's the man. Yeah, I guess Chef. We get psyched to go skating, watch like that live video.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, yeah. It was good. He was good. And yeah, I like powerhouses.
Yeah.
I like because I was a big dude. As you can tell, I'm a bigger guy now. But yeah, I was always a big dude. I like to go do a little bigger, burlier stuff.
Word. So, what was it like living with Frank? And did you live with Dustin at the same time?
I lived at the Knoll, and it was more than all those. It was more than just Dustin.
What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. I guess around 2000s, right around then.
Sick.
I'm trying to come back. Did I come back and then the towers went down? I can't remember if it was before or after the towers. So, like a judge now, as you get older, you judge things on like that.
Yeah.
Until you take the time scale. But yeah, no, we lived in the house. Who was in that house? It was me, Frank, Dolan, Jared Neves was in there.
Sick.
Alyssa Steamer was in there. Nate Jones,
Damn.
Dave Doran, Matt Milligan. You know Matt Milligan?
Yeah.
Everyone knows Matt Milligan. He's the best. Newport was in there. John. A bunch of heads were in that. It was just, and it was not. It was just constant like rotation. And I only stayed there like 3 or 4 months at a time, maybe. So I wasn't like I lived on the floor basically.
Yeah.
So that's the way the whole
Skate house.
kind of ran.
Classic.
Except
skate.
for the people that had bedrooms. But yeah, it was a skate house.
That was San Francisco.
Right downtown, North
That's
Beach.
sick.
Is that downtown, North Beach?
I have no idea.
North Beach.
I've never been there, and I lived right over there.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah. Frank still killing it, right?
It was
You
a
still
fun time
killing
out
it?
there, man. Yeah, I had a good time. Frankie's still killing it, yeah.
But yeah. So, with that said, what's the craziest contest event that you've ever seen, that you've been to? Anything memorable? We talked about seeing Christian Asoy at the House of Vans. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was just like an event. I actually was there when was it Danny Way dropped in on the guitar at the Hard Rock.
What? You were there?
Dude, it was so bizarre because I wasn't there for that at all. I was just there hanging out, doing drugs and drinking. Saying
Yeah.
like I drove up from Arizona to go see my friend, and also so I was like,
Living
yeah,
that
some
Vegas
guy's
life.
dropping it off a like some guy. So I went over there and I was like, what the, it was pretty sick. That was a pretty sick thing to see, like in person, watch a Danny Way drop off the guitar.
That's crazy. I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
But there was like so many people there, and like, I don't need to get into it, but yeah, there was so many people.
There was like a solid like point in history where he was just doing the crazy shit, like Great Wall of China. That Tony Hawk was skating that half pipe on the roof to like promote his video game. Remember that?
Yeah, everyone was trying to like outdo each other on stuntman shit.
Yeah.
That's where the Mega Ram came from, right? And all that in that era.
Yep.
Bob Burnquist did the loop without the top part.
Yeah, that was
pretty
crazy.
sick.
Yeah,
He
Burnquist
started jumping off of cliffs and lost me.
Oh yeah, the base jump shit.
Like,
I was like,
how's that skateboarding?
what? Yeah, it was like
You could ride a bicycle, dude. You could have done anything, and it would have been the same like outcome.
Yeah.
Like you didn't land anything.
it's like ollie to base jump. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this is getting way too much.
So yeah, the stuntman stuff is kind of crazy, but not my type of skateboarding.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. I enjoy watching somebody go for it, but it's just, and I'm like, man, it'd be cool if somebody did,
Yeah.
jump the tank of sharks, like.
Viva La Bam was at its all-time high at that point. Jackass movies were coming out left and right.
So like even that I wasn't a really big fan of.
Yeah.
I shock value. All right, cool.
The first season of Jackass was like when I was really into it, and I was like, oh, this is sick. And of course, CKY. I loved CKY, but
Land Speed video,
yeah.
CKY, and I think the Land Speed video was first. It was a Land Speed video with some of those dudes in it. Was that CKY Land Speed?
I think it was CKY Land Speed first, and then like CKY whatever.
All right.
That's what kicked off Jackass, and then everything else after.
So I think Land Speed was a wheel company.
Yeah,
and they had a bunch of the misfits in there, I guess you would call them.
Yeah, that seemed like a cool scene.
Hijinks.
Seemed like a cool scene in the early 2000s, or like right before the 2000s in what is that, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Seems like that was a cool little spot.
I didn't grow up there. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I have no clue what those dudes were doing.
You know what video really kind of kicked it off for me, or one video that I really loved? PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life.
Oh, one of the best
Classic.
videos.
The Coliseum
One of the best videos out. Like they have made. I still watch the PJ Ladd part.
Yeah, it was ridiculous for its time. Like I watched it somewhat recently, and I was like, yo, like
the
PJ
music
Ladd's
was good.
crazy.
It was like the ambience was good.
Yeah,
everything was like good about that video.
Yeah,
and that PJ Ladd was just like boom in your face. You're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, and that was a shop video. That was crazy. Like, nowadays everything's on Instagram, and it's different. Like I still have the VHS collection. And it's nice to watch.
I got a VHS collection. I just gave it.
Probably crazy.
I gave a bunch to my friend. He sold a bunch on eBay for me. But I kept all the staples. Like Trilogy and Goldfish and all the good stuff.
Super sick.
I always keep the good stuff, man. Yeah. I got a house full of like skate stuff, but it's only.
I wanted to show you some. We got some photos. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Quakies. Brentwood look. Yeah, it looks like he's in Manhattan. A little switch ollie. A little two-piece. Let's watch it again. So we got front 180. Yeah. He's like, cut. The same one. Looks like Manhattan somewhere. That's we got Willie Rivera filmed it. That's Brentwood Loke. Just got a new camera. He was on episode 1 or episode 2? Episode 1.
Willie Rivera.
Yeah, shout out Willie. So, final question. How do you feel about coffee? I mean, that's kind of rhetorical.
I love coffee.
Specific blends?
I'll wrap up coffee in a story. Like I'll tell you how I started drinking coffee. I hated coffee when I was younger. It's like 18, 19, and it was me, Frankie, and my friend Chris Steinsvold. We used to call them Frankensteins because I'd be like Frankensteins, and people would be like, "What are you talking Frankenstein?" So it's Chris Steinvold and Frank Gerwa and me, and we're out, and it's freezing out. And they're drinking coffee with tons of sugar in it, and I'm like ready to go to sleep. They're like, "Have some coffee." No, I hate coffee, man. It tastes like shit. They're like, "No, you got to put a lot of sugar and milk in it." So I did that. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Then I was like hooked. I drink it black. I'm like straight up black. No sugar, no milk. Don't eat it. Just put a couple extra shots of espresso in there. I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah. So we are sponsored by Manitow Coffee now. We just waiting on the shipment, and then I'll post it, and we'll have some.
Yeah, you gonna give me a bag?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, shout out Manitow for sponsoring the podcast, and coffee. Hell yeah. Yeah,
it's funny. Cool. I don't know. I think this podcast came out all right. I mean, we talked a lot about other things and just questions.
Yeah. I knew that having you on. I was like, you have so much knowledge and shit, and like just so many stories.
Well, you didn't ask me about any of that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I appreciate you so much for coming through.
All right.
You're the best. You know that.
I'm not held responsible for anything I said in this episode.
Yep. So
Chris wrote a script.
With that said, Mr. Pheos, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you guys next time.
Go. go, go, go.